Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial, and in this class we'll be learning how to recreate this beautiful collar and also the sleeve. So if this sounds like something you are interested in, then let's dive straight into the tutorial. Also guys, please don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. Thank you. So as we can see, this gown is a straight gown, just like a basic gown, and I already have a sewn one here. Is for a miniature dress form, so that's why it's looking very small. Now from the main picture, if you look at it, you will see that a scuba fabric was used, and that is a stretchy fabric. So in making this kind of gown, you don't need that. You just need a straight gown, no waist joining and no that, for you to make that gown. Now we're going to be working on the collar, and the first thing we're going to do is for us to measure round the collar, that the neckline. That we're going to be measuring the neck circumference so that we'll know how wide it is, and then we'll drop the collar. Now you want to be careful while measuring. This is a stretchy fabric, so if you stretch the neckline, it's going to be longer than it should be. So now on measuring we have 14.5, but I'm going to remeasure it a second time to be sure that I'm doing the right thing. And here we have 14.5 inches. Okay, so now our neckline is 14.5 inches, and we're going to be drafting the collar on paper first before we can transfer to the fabric. Now this is a roll up collar, and I want to be working with I want the collar on fold to be 5 inches, but I'm going to be adding sewing allowance to both sides, so I'm going to make use of 6 inches, though I later changed it to 7 inches to make it a little bigger, but it all depends on choice and how you want it to be. Okay, now the next thing will be for me to measure the 14.5 inches, which is the neck circumference. Now I have my paper on fold, and that is why I'm marking 7.25. Now I decided to explain something. If you look at this dress that I have here, it's the neckline, the back is closed, there is no zipper there, and that's because the neckline for this dress is wide. And if you look at the picture for the style again, the back of the collar is closed. So what you need to do is, on your neckline, after probably drafting with your basic neckline, you're going to be increasing it. Let's say for example, my bust is 34. Now 34 divided by 12 is going to give me 2.9 or 2.8. So now I'm going to be using 3 by 3 for my front neckline. Now all I need to do is after drafting my pattern with probably neckline of 3 by 3 inches, now I'm going to go in by 2 to 2.5 inches, and then I'll do the same thing for the neck depth to widen the neckline. and then the same thing for the back. And then my neck width for the back is going to be probably 1 inch or 1.5 depending on what you are comfortable with. So that is what we did. And then if you use this neckline, I don't think there is need for a zipper because it's a stretchy gown. But if you want to put zipper, by all means you can put zipper also. But you have to keep in mind that it's a roll-up collar, which is you are going to be folding down, and your zipper cannot extend into to the length of the collar where it's going to fold. And also you can also fix your zip halfway if that is what you're comfortable with, so that it doesn't run into the collar also. So now let's get back to our drafting. So on fold, I'm measuring 7.25 there, okay, and then I'll be cutting it out. Like I told you guys, you see here I decided to extend it, so that's like giving me 7 inches now. And then 1 inch is for joining allowance on both sides, and then I'll be left with 6 inches, which means my collar on fold is going to be 3 inches. Alright guys, so this is what we have when we open it up. We have it to the length of 14.5, and then we have the width to be 7 inches. Okay, so now we're going to be picking up that upside to be our neckline. That's where we're going to be joining to the neck of the gown, and then we're going to be doing a slash and spread for this pattern, because if you look at the collar you'll see that it's relaxed on the body. It's not a standing collar per se, though it has some standing effect, but it's not that rigid. So we're going to be creating some slash and spread, and I'll be dividing the paper into 2 inches each. Okay, now I'll come with another paper, and then I want to slash very close to the neckline, but I'm not going to slash through. You can, if you are not careful, you will slash it open just like I did there, but I'm going to be fixing it back. Now I decided to open up my collar by 1 point, my slash and spread line by 1.5 inches each, but please you can do more than that. I'm working with a miniature, so I don't want something that will be too exaggerated. So for a regular size and adults, you can do 2, you can spread by 2 or 2.5 to give you the desired effect. Okay, so we have it here. Now I have this fabric here that looks like a polka dot. Alright, so now I'll show you 2 ways. You can either place your pattern like this and cut 2, because you have to line it with the same fabric, or you just place it on fold like so, and then fold your fabric same way. Place your fabric on fold, and then you place it like this. Either ways, you are still going to be cutting 2 pieces. So I'll just pin now and then cut it out. remember we have added our allowances. So though I'm going to be adding 0.5 inches at the other end there, because we're actually supposed to join it since there is no zipper at the back, and I forgot to do that. So while cutting, I'm going to add 0.5 inch there. Okay, now please remember that this collar requires a little bit of interface unless you're working with a thick fabric. So if you're not working with a thick fabric, you have to interface it. Okay, so I have my two collars ready, and then I'm just going to place them like this, right side facing right side. Now we are going to be sewing that side, that hemline, but first thing first, we're going to be joining both sides like so on each one. We're not joining them together like that. So I'll pick the first one, join that side, pick the second one, and then we'll join it on that half inch. Okay guys, I'm done joining the both sides, and you can see I've joined them together, right side facing right side. So we are going to be sewing that side now, that hem of the collar there. We'll sew it now on half inch and come back. Okay guys, can you see I've done that, and I went ahead to give it a press. So can you see how our collar look? And then when we place it on fold, this is what we are going to have. Can you see? So now next thing will be for us to fix it to the gown. Now you want where you have that joining to be at the back. It's not nice if you put it at the front. And then you're going to create a notch on your gown, the center front of the gown, and then likewise you notch the collar also to get the center front, and all you just do is fix it together like so. Now you want to use one side of the collar. You're not going to fix both the main fabric and the lining, that's like the collar, together at once. You sew one first, and then you use the second one, which is meant to be the lining, to turn it. That's like to cover up your stitch there. Can you see the way I'm folding it in there? So after I'm done doing this now, I'll just go to the sewing machine and then stitch it down very close to the end there. So I'm going to stitch it all around and come back. Alright guys, can you see our collar? Can you see how it looks? So I've run that stitch there, and this is what our collar is going to look like. Can you see? Now next thing will be for us to move to the sleeve. Okay guys, I have a basic sleeve here for a miniature, and then we'll just go straight to slashing the basic sleeve. Now we're going to be cutting it open, and then we'll spread, but this time around we are cutting all through. Can you see that I've separated it? I'm going to separate everything, because when you look at the sleeve, the fullness, the effect that the fullness was on both sides of the sleeve, so that's why I'm cutting through it. Okay, I just want to create a straight line there to start with, and I decided that on the upper part of the sleeve, I'm going to be spreading it by 1 inch. at the hem of the sleeve, I'll be doing 1.5. So basically, I'm going to be repeating the same process for all of them. Now I'll just blend that place up. Okay. And I'll do the same thing for the hem. And then I'll cut it out. Okay, so we have our sleeve ready. Now, if you look at the sleeve on the dress, is a mixture of the black and the polka dot. So I went ahead to cut the black and the polka dot, and I created a join in there. Now we'll place our sleeve pattern on it, and if you notice there is more of the polka dot than the black, so I'll just do the same thing. Now we're going to be adding more to the sleeve on the hem side because this sleeve has an elastic band on the sleeve there, so we have to add extra inches in order for us to be able to create that. Okay guys, our sleeve is ready. Now the first thing we are going to be doing is now we're going to stitch on that hemline, we're going to stitch a little to keep that out of the way, and then we'll fold big one where we're going to pass the elastic. So can you see now? I've done that, and this is how it looks. Next thing will be for us to pass the elastic through. Now I'm not working with any particular measurement because this is a miniature gown, so I just cut elastic to my choice, and then I fixed it in that safety pin. Now you have to be careful when passing your elastic. When it pass, you have to pin one side and then bring it out on the other side and then pin it there also. Now you're going to stitch them down. Can you see how that side is now? And then you're going to be running a stitch on the side seam of the sleeve there. Now I'll repeat the same thing for the second one. Now look at our sleeve now. Can you see how they look? Now on the top of the sleeve, I'm going to create a notch there because we're going to be creating pleats there while fixing it to the dress, I'm going to be pleating the upper part so that the sleeve can fit to the gown, because if you remember, we also spread that side. So we are supposed to have some pleats there. So I will do that now and then come back and show you the final look of our gown. Alright guys, can you see? This is what our gown looks like. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.